The Philippines is currently seeking to enhance its defense capabilities by seeking a long-range rocket artillery system that can be used for anti-assess, area denial, A2/AD, in the Philippine EEZ, using tactical ballistic missiles and long-range guided rockets as part of the requirements. Horizon Phase 3 Philippine Army. The integration of the K239 Chunmoo multiple rocket launcher system in Horizon Phase 3 is an important step for the Philippine Army in enhancing its defense capabilities and troop mobility. By taking into account the benefits and challenges, this step is expected to make a positive contribution to Philippine national security. The Philippine Army is now preparing to acquire newer multiple launch rocket systems, MLRS, especially now that the country's territorial defense is considered more important than ever, aiming to add an anti-ship missile system as part of the country's coastal defense initiatives, in addition to the acquisition of additional naval assets and fighter aircraft for the Philippine Navy and Air Force respectively. This comes as the government prepares to pour more investment into its external defense posture. With 12 multiple launch rocket systems, the K239 Chunmoo is the Philippine Army's leading candidate, while offers from South Korea's Hanwha Defense with the K239 Chunmoo and Israel's Elbit systems with the PULS, formerly IMI Lynx, rocket artillery system are considered more suitable alternatives. Cheaper than the M142 HIMARS. Initially, the Philippine Army chose to acquire several K136 Chunmoo multiple launch rocket systems or MLRS from South Korea through its stockpiles, which then became the most awaited thing regarding the increase in the service branch's capabilities during that time. This happened until a report came from the Department of National Defense no longer pursuing the acquisition of such artillery from South Korea and instead choosing to acquire better and more modern systems such as the K239 Chunmoo. The decision to halt acquisition of the K136 Chunmoo multiple launch rocket system, MLRS, is fully justified, as the Republic of Korea Army also has the K239 Chunmoo MLRS as a replacement for the older platform and the reason for acquiring it. Newer platforms is an idealistic approach from a maintenance perspective, especially with more and more countries now acquiring such platforms for their own use, as in the case of Poland, which received a large launch order. Korean sources reported that representatives from the Philippines were present during the testing of the Korea Tactical Surface-to-Surface Missile 2, KTSSM-2, by the South Korean Defense Development Agency on December 21, 2022 at the Anung Proving Grounds in South Korea. The missile was launched from the K239 Chunmoo rocket artillery system and hit a target 200 kilometers away. The missile is equivalent to the American ATACMS tactical ballistic missile. Each K239 Chunmoo rocket artillery system can carry 2 KTSSM-2 missiles. In addition to the K239 Chunmoo, the Philippine Army is also seeking the M142 HIMARS multiple launch rocket system for similar purposes, although its price will probably encourage the Philippine leadership to buy it in limited quantities and instead cover the remaining quantities with the well-mentioned South Korean-made systems above or its competitor, the PULS multiple launch rocket system, Lynx, developed by Israeli defense company Elbit Systems Limited. The AFP is in the process of formulating requirements for the third phase of the proposed AFP modernization program, which specifically targets the acquisition of multiple rocket launch systems, namely short-range tactical ballistic missiles developed by the Defense Development Agency and Hanwha Group in 2017. In neutralizing Korean long-range artillery north launched from the K239 Chunmoo rocket artillery system, the missile successfully reached targets 200 kilometers away, comparable to the American M142 attack. An in-depth look at the development of the K239 Chunmoo MLRS with some background on the South Korean defense industry, as well as platform specifications compared to HIMARS and PULS MLRS from Lockheed Martin and Elbit Systems Limited, as well as recent export developments of the K239 Chunmoo that could help improve logistics chains and spare parts sourcing, which in turn helps gauge the Philippine Army in its decision-making in selecting this South Korean-made platform. This shows that the Philippine Army still has an interest in securing 12 units of the multiple launch rocket system made in South Korea at an affordable price.